Chopper on me, fuck a Smith & Wesson. Keep my weapon, heavy weapon. Chopper on me, fuck a Smith & Wesson. Keep my weapon, heavy weapon. Book a flight to Dubai on the weekend. Bitch, I'm geeking. Bitch, I'm piped up. Tote weapon. Keep my weapon. Pimp a broke bitch, made that bitch rich. Mac 11 on me, yeah, we told them pose. Dirty Sprite, yeah, I dropped the fucking beam.
What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be doing a review on the Project 6GR 7-spoke wheels that I installed on the Mustang about 4 months ago. So a little backstory behind it: I did a partial sponsorship with Project, and they basically sent me out a set for a really good deal. It consisted of me doing like an install video on it and having the link in the description. So if you guys are looking for 7 spokes, go check them out on the website. They're the gloss black 19 inches and they are in the description below. Project also just came out with their 10-spoke design, which I personally like the 7-spoke more, but it is different, and it's also a really high quality wheel. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, go look at their website. They just dropped, they did like a discount for anyone that owns previous 6GRs as well. So if you guys already own a set of the 7 spokes, you can get a discount on the 10 spokes as well. At least they were doing that deal for the first week they dropped or so, but you should check that out if you guys are looking to save some money on a new set of wheels. So before we get out of the car, the first part of this review is going to be talking about specs and numbers and basically why the 6GRs are a better competing and performance wheel versus the performance pack wheel that comes on the Mustang. If any of you guys have the performance pack, or you have lifted the wheels up on a performance pack, you guys know that they are tremendously heavy, and it's really crazy to think that they came on the performance pack Mustang in general, but it's really easy to eliminate that issue by going with the new set of wheels. And Project 6GR offers the 7-spoke in a super lightweight set of wheels. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a comparison between the two wheels, on Ford Performance website, you can buy a set of the performance pack wheels, and the front wheel is a 19 by 9 inch wheel, weighing in at 34 pounds, which is insane for how heavy that wheel is for being a 9 inch in the front. And just imagine how heavy the rear end is gonna be in terms of the wheel. Now, I think because Project doesn't have the specific weight of the wheels on the website, I would assume the wheels are at least 8 to 9 pounds lighter than the performance pack wheels. So I would probably put the Project 6GRs between 20 and 23 pounds, at least for the fronts. For the rears especially, they're gonna be around that weight. But it's just insane how heavy the performance pack wheels are. So the first benefit in going with the 6GRs, I personally haven't noticed it with driving because I don't track the car, but the weight of the wheel is tremendously lighter when you get the 6GRs. So that is one huge benefit. So the second spec I'm going to be talking about is not only the weight, but you also get a much wider wheel when you go with the 6GRs. So the stock width of the performance pack wheels is 9 in the front, 9.5 in the rear, and you can fit anywhere between a 275 and around a 295 on the rears, and probably a 255 to 275 on the front. Granted, you have a very heavy wheel, but when you go with the 6GRs, you get a lighter wheel, and you get an 11 in the rear, and you get a 10-inch wheel in the front, which means you can run anywhere between a 275 to maybe even a 295 on the front, and then you can run a 295 all the way up to, I've seen people put 325s on the rear. So you can fit a much wider tire on the rear with having a lighter wheel. So that's another benefit to going with the 6GRs. And I haven't gone crazy with tire size. I run a 295/30 on the rear, which I went way too small of a tire. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But in the future, when I burn through these sets, I'm gonna definitely go with something a little bit wider and a meatier sidewall. So we're gonna step outside of the car now, and as you guys can see, the 6GRs are on, obviously. And right away, you guys can already see that there is a huge difference in stance on the car. Yes, this car is lowered on seated progressive linear springs, but if you come to the side here, you can see how much the wheel is closer to the fender. And it's hard to compare with the performance pack wheel because I don't have one with me, but this wheel is an inch wider in the front. And I could definitely go with a wider tire to fill up this space here. I have no rubbing issues whatsoever. I've got probably about 3/4 of an inch until the fender, but the stance is definitely something that's a lot more noticeable once you put the 6GRs on. If we come to the rear here, like I said, I went with a much smaller tire than I should have, but you can see that there is a ton of room still to go with a bigger tire, but the wheel in general comes a lot closer to the fender versus the performance pack wheels. So you can see that I could probably go with a 35 to 40 profile and probably run a 305 on this. I'm a little worried about the tire lifting up the rear and making it look not lowered in the rear, but I don't know, I'm gonna be testing out some tires and see what I can go with. But yeah, the stance of the 6GRs just makes the car look a whole lot more aggressive than the performance pack wheels. Now, in talking in terms of how strong and rigid the wheels are, like I said, I don't track the Mustang, I don't take it on very aggressive drives that often, but I do drive the Mustang as a daily driver. And being on the West Coast and Santa Cruz in general, there's a good amount of rain, so the roads get definitely beat up, a lot of potholes and a lot of bumps. So the Mustang and the Project 6GRs take on a heavy beating in terms of, like I said, potholes and dips and stuff like that. I've hit a couple really hard without seeing them, and so far I have noticed no cracks, nothing bad happening to the wheels. I've had the wheels for 4 months, so I can't say that nothing in the future is going to happen, or if you track the car that something will happen to the wheels. And last but not least, the performance pack wheels get a huge rep of being incredibly hard to clean. They get super dirty with the brake dust, especially if you have the Brembos, which would make sense because it's a performance pack. The 6GRs take literally a fifth of the time to clean the spokes and the performance pack wheels. So they take 30 seconds a wheel. I've counted to clean about each wheel, and they come out in this beautiful shiny finish that you see here. Personal preference, if you ask me if I would go with a different set of wheels if I had the money still and didn't buy the 6GRs, I would probably say no. I would stick with the 6GRs. I'm really happy with the design of the wheel. The GT350R is, I'm assuming, what Project 6GR based their wheels off of, at least the 7 spokes. And when that car came out, I was in awe, especially of the wheel and the stance and everything. I think that single spoke wheels between 5 and 7 on any car look really good. It shows the Brembos off a lot, and they're really easy to clean, especially with the finish. So I would stick with the same set of wheels, and I think that they did a really good job in designing this set. And that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video on the review of the Project 6GRs. So thanks for watching today's video. Like I said, any questions, comment down below. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.